welcome to this week's SFL Weekly Fantasy Update for week number 10. But in this week's matchups, the Night King got a 75-point victory on Bud Kilmer, 185 to 110. Ooh.
Talking about.
Sick of you talking crap, thinking you're better than me. You're not better than me. You're just a I love America toy soldier being controlled by the mainstream.
Then, tragically, the people's champion La Paipa got a loss, ending his win streak against Arthur's Girly Top and Bell Bottom.
Now you're the fucking loser, corporate piggies.
Gave Maurice's Big Things poppin', something to pop off about, with an 84-point margin of victory, 205 to 121.
They found out I wasn't using my lunch money on lunch neither. Check these out. You like pills, bitch?
Battle of the Bottom Dwellers. We have Caesar's Fuck Off get a narrow victory over the winless wonder Boom Shan Wee, this year's prime dildo candidate, 159 to 153.
You get good grades doesn't mean that you're smart. I'm actually really smart, but I don't do good at tests and pop quizzes because I have concentration issues.
And in the last of the matchups, we had the Lord of the Memes get a 38-point victory over Carlos's the Jan Michael Vincent with the upset of the week.
Sneak in, I'll have sex with her. What? Ever seen these? Yeah, might come in handy, bitch.
That means our new standings are as follows. Still number one at the only 8-2 team, Girly Top and Bell Bottoms. Then also still at number 2 and number 3, the only 7-3 teams, the Serrano brothers themselves, the Night King Nestor, and Sukalamink Adrian. Then we have at 6-4, 4-5, which still no one changed yet. Carlos is the Jan Michael Vincent, and the people's champion, La Paipa, at 5. Then the last playoff spot is being held by Maurice's Big Things Poppin' as the only 500 5-5 team. So that in our league is the last playoff spot. Top 6 teams make it. It is a 10-man league. So the bottom 4 who are trying to get into playoffs are officially only one game out of playoffs, as Maurice is 5-5, and the next 3 teams, only the next 2 teams are 4-6. And this is where the rankings change this week. Nick's victory over Carlos is a Jan Michael Vincent made him climb up 2 spots to 7th, and he is now 3-7. He is now 4-6, which means he's technically only one game out of playoffs. Caesar, with his win over Boom Shan with the worst team in the league, he slides down one ranking from 7th to 8th, but he's still only one game out of playoffs, also being 4-6. So they can both possibly make it in if Maurice continues to lose and they continue to win. Bud Kilmer, last year's champion, officially not eliminated from playoffs, as there's only 3 teams. There's only 3 games left in the regular season, week 11, 12, and 13. So if he wins out and Maurice loses all, he technically could still make it in because he would be 6-7 and Maurice would be 5-8. So there's still a chance for last year's champion, even though he slid down one more spot from 8th to 9th, and that was the second worst team in the league, from a terrible fall from first to worst, possibly. We don't know. Then, continuing to be the winless wonder, we have Boom Shan Wee at 10th at 0-10. He was not able to beat anybody, and now people are beginning to overlap him as he lost once again to Caesar's Fuck Off. So he's been eliminated from playoffs, but he still has to play for that dildo. Hopefully he doesn't get it. If he does, no one would be surprised. He hasn't won when he's been doing terrible. But let's get to this week's matchups for week 11. And in this week's matchups, we have the Night King going up against the top-seeded Girly Top and Bell Bottoms. And the way our playoffs is structured, first and second get a week 14 bye week. So first and second is very important, and this one essentially can change up the bye weeks depending who wins. Nestor's going up against Arthur's Girly Top and Bell Bottoms. Art being 8-2, Nestor being 7-3. Then we have another matchup of possible playoff matchup with Adrian Sukalamink going up against the People's Champions La Paipa. Then, in a match that matters, Bud Kilmer needs to win out to make it into playoffs. So he has to be able to beat the worst team in the league. If he can't beat the worst team in the league, this might be your Dildo Bowl preview for this year. Then we have the Jan Michael Vincent versus Big Things Poppin'. So these are matchups that matter to see who's going to play each other in playoffs. They're playoff previews pretty much. They can be. Then lastly, we have the Lord of the Memes and Caesar, which are the two 4-6 teams, which are just one spot out of playoffs, are playing each other. So a very important matchup, potentially to go into playoffs. But that'll be this week's fantasy review. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and keep watching. Have a good one, y'all.